Why is it that no matter what you do, your Instagram reach just seems to tank, nothing seems to work, and all those internet people seem to be repeating the same old crap like before?
You've got to buy some followers in order to get social proof up.
Well, I think I might know the answer to your problems, because there's actually one thing that will help you get recommended more than anything else, and it's probably a little different than you expect. Well, according to Instagram, in order to get recommended more, you simply need to give your followers a good time and make them happy. And this is what our old friend Maziri, the head of Instagram, has to say about it.
And that is essentially what we're trying to do with ranking, is to make the most of your time.
And these words are actually more important than you might realize. Time spent. We did some research for my program, the Instagram Black File, and we found out that the longer people stay on their profile, no matter whether it's stories or reels or regular posts, the more it actually gets pushed out to your own followers, but also to new people on the Explore page. But that's not all, because according to that, long-form IGTV videos would be actually crushing it in the recommendations, seeing as people on average watch a lot longer. But as we all know, IGTV... So just pushing out long form content, long reels, long caption posts and stories and the likes of that won't do the trick either. So there's gotta be a second metric, and I can already hear the smart kids out there raising their hands and screaming. Shares and comments. No, it's actually a relative view time, and there seems to be a sweet spot for each content type. With Reels, for example, it's right around 15 seconds as we figured out. What a coincidence, by the way, that stories are 15 seconds long. By the way, they're trying right now some beta test with people being able to post 60-second stories. I don't think this will be a thing. And with regular posts, we just don't know. What we do know, however, is that you want to be at least a little bit above average with everything. You know, you just want to keep them just a tad bit longer. And even if it's just 1 second, which can be quite hard to do, to be honest, because you're actually competing with very ultra low attention span people. And who else is pretty good at holding people's attention? Right. TV shows, Hollywood movies, and highly performing TikToks. And there's actually one thing that all of these three have in common: somewhat of a story arc. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And as simple as it might seem, but it's actually not that simple. So let me wrap this model around our goldfish attention span Instagram world. The beginning is supposed to hook people in immediately, to make them stop scrolling, hit the read more button, and wait for what's to come. And movies and TV shows actually do that pretty well. Something's introduced that makes you wonder what's gonna happen, something intriguing, something that makes you think, wow, I love to know that. I need to keep watching. But once you got that hook part going, it's not over, actually far from it. Now it's actually time for the middle part. This is your actual content, whatever you wanted to convey. This is what people actually have been waiting for and anticipating. But there's one thing you gotta remember, it's Instagram. People are getting bored pretty fast. You need pattern interrupts, quick cuts, text flying around, plot twists and suspension to not lose people swiping through your carousels or exiting your stories or your reels or your texts. Yeah. Analyzing viral content, we found out that a good chunk of it had some sort of unexpected plot twist element in it, which not only helped getting people to watch it more often and longer, but also for another very important part, shareability, which we're not going to talk about today. But just remember the first time you watched Shutter Island, for example, or Fight Club, or Titanic. What? I thought the ship's unsinkable. Anyway, once you mastered that, it's actually far from over. It's time for the end part. And people usually say, put some call to actions in. That's the advice, basically, that gets repeated all over and over again. Why? Because it works. But why actually? And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. If you want the algorithm to open up your reach, you've got to show that people care. You've got to have people obsessing over your content. And you've got to, ideally, immediately afterwards, you want to make people watch more of your content. And this is where the call to action thing comes into play. The best thing is to have a call to action point to a specific and related other piece of content that you have somewhere on your Instagram profile. There's plenty of opportunities on Instagram, and this is where actually the other hint Instagram gave us comes into play: profile picture tabs. I thought to myself, why profile picture tabs? Why would that be? What would make the most sense in terms of the algorithm pushing you out more? Because they want to consume more of you. That's pretty much the only reason, to check you out, to see if you have more content there. In other words, they decided to break their sort of passive autopilot consuming mode and actively decided to give you their full attention. And attention equals profits for Instagram, but also for you. And if you want to learn how to make the perfect Instagram profile picture to maximize those tabs, this video is actually for you.